Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dark Shares Views on Gemmy Master Animatronics, along with
Joe Biden.
Okay, hello, Mr. Biden. So today, what I have to review for you is the 2007 Gemmy life-size animated Leatherface, which is extremely rare, and I was able to get this one at a pretty decent price. Um, with the box. The box is mint. Sadly, I don't have it here for the video. It's in storage, but he's in great shape. Other than the apron doing the typical thing that they always do, it was definitely stored, collapsed with the apron on, which really sucks because that's the only thing that's wrong with it. He fully works. I've restored everything. If you notice that the body turn isn't working properly, it's just because that the body shell is getting caught.
The chain too.
Yeah, well, the chain is just stretched out, so I have to get a new chain eventually. But that was a spare blade that I had sitting in storage, so I just slapped it on for now. But it does need a new chainsaw blade because it doesn't go all the way around because of the fact that it's so worn out. But this is one of the items that I used to have that I actually sold. And Peter, you want to tell the story?
Oh yeah, the one I used to have.
Yeah.
So back when Let Go was still a thing, before Marketplace and all that, one of my neighbors actually only a block away from me, I actually knew the guy locally, had one of these for sale along with a Spasm, and it was the '07 model because it had no eyebrows. And I saw that and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I ended up getting it from him for a good price, like really cheap. Thing was under $100 for Spasm and him. Both were in pretty rough shape, needed some work, but I had the Leatherface for a little while. Then, since it was my second one, and I didn't really want it, I put it up for sale, and John contacted me. He really wanted it, and I think I was asking 600 something, but we agreed on six, and he
No,
came to
it
pick
was
it up.
550.
Something like that. I don't know.
It was
I remember
550.
I gave you some sort of discount.
Yeah, it was 550, and then when I went to your house, your mom
Because you were
told
giving me cash.
yeah, your mom told you to only take 5.
Yeah, she messing me up. But that was the first time I met John. That was back in 2017, and a lot has happened since then. But now whenever I see an '07 Leatherface, I think of that because that's how I met John for the first time.
Yeah, that's how he met me for the first time. I went over to his house. He thought he'd never see me again, and now we hang out like at least once or twice every other month. It used to be every weekend, but now we're a little bit busier than we used to be. But one thing that him and I both did not know is when I first got this thing from him. This is not the same one. This one that you're seeing here is actually from the original post that everyone couldn't figure out where this one came from because it didn't have eyebrows and it is missing blood spots on the apron. So this one's the one that everyone saw in Halloween Forum. This is the first one ever.
It is that exact same one from that 15-year-old photo.
Yes, it is that exact same one.
Which is pretty cool.
And I traded the old one that I had to Brandon Fuges, right? That's how you spell it. That's how you say his last name. I think it's Fuges or Fuse or something like that. But I traded it to him for a prototype.
The Witch?
Yeah, prototype Sweeping
and
Witch.
Maybe something else.
And then I traded the prototype Sweeping Witch to Donovan for that prototype Dr. Shivers, which was such a bad trade.
Cancer Carl?
Yeah, Cancer Carl. And then I traded Cancer Carl for something else. I can't
Where's
remember.
Cancer Carl now? I'm curious what happened to it.
I sold it to some guy on Oh, no, I sold it to some guy on Mercari. That's what I did.
But you don't know who...
I have no idea. It was some guy that wanted it for his son.
That thing was such a meme. I kind of miss it.
Yeah, I don't. But then years later, John Marlin had one. I was like, if you ever get rid of this, you're selling it to me. And he stuck true to his word and messaged me. He was like, hey, I'm getting rid of my Leatherface. You want it? And I said, yeah. We basically did like a handshake agreement. And then 1 year later, I finally was able to go pick it up because a lot of stuff happened. I just didn't have the time. And finally, I was able to go over there and get it. But, I mean, he was great. Fully working. It just needed to get completely rebuilt. So I rebuilt the neck motor, the body turn motor, the chainsaw motor, the wrist motor, and replaced the eye motor, as well as every single gear in the thing. And I did put the chain blade on because it was missing the chain blade, but sadly the one I had is just so worn out that it doesn't go around properly. And like I said, if you do see the body turn barely moving, it fully works. The motor's not dying. It's just that the body shell is getting caught on the frame. So I have to go in there and snip it, but I'm not going to do that now. And one thing, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, what Peter and I both had thought originally was someone put fake blood on the base and on the shoes. But this one has the exact same blood splatter marks. So it's actually factory, which is pretty weird because this is the only life size that actually has blood splatter on the base. Because even the 2006 model Leatherface doesn't have it. And to my knowledge, the 2007 Leatherface was a Walmart exclusive, sold online only. I don't know if he was sold elsewhere. If he was and somebody knows, please say in the comments below because I really don't know where else he was sold at. 2006 was a Spirit exclusive, and then '07 is cheaped out kind of a lot, but a
They
much better.
redesigned the arm mech.
It's a much better design. So I'll actually show you here. So the way that the arm connects, it's not just a pin. It kind of has like, so it's got the audio jack that they all have, and the '06 had the audio jack as well. But this has like the Freddy Krueger glove style and the pinhead hand, all that, like that quick disconnect with the little push button clip there. So it's a much better design. It's like that on both this arm and this arm. So it's a much better design as opposed to the older 2006 models. And also the 2006 model with the body shell is a terrible design as well, because if you ever go to pick it up from the body shell, it's held together by a wire tie.
Yeah, ask me how I know.
Yeah. So this one's actually like a traditional Jason, Hannibal, you name it, screwed together, Deadeye Drake and all that. And that Leatherface is the only model that is wire tied together. And it's not like that's the first time they've used a body turn mech to my knowledge, because they did the Deadeye Drake the same year.
It was an earlier one though.
Yeah, it was an earlier one, but it's not like it was
Yeah.
the first one that they ever designed, because they did do other ones, and none of the other ones had wire ties. But Leatherface is definitely one of my favorite Gemmy life sizes because of the fact of his detail. He's the only one in out of all the lineups for the collapsibles that has cowboy boots. He's the only one that has jeans, and they're almost like real jeans, just a little bit thinner. Um, the tie is awesome. The apron's great. Everything about him is great. The only thing I don't like, it's my only gripe with the whole thing, he doesn't have arms. It's long sleeves. In the movie, he didn't have long sleeves. He had short sleeves. But Jemmy couldn't do an actual arm, sadly. Like how the new, I think it was, who was it that made it? Techie? That made the new one that was at Party City?
Yeah.
Yeah, how Techie did that. That one was actually movie accurate, as well as the chainsaw. The chainsaw is not yellow in the film. It is green. Not a lot of people know that, but it is a green chainsaw. So Jemmy did screw that up as well. But I mean, it's minor stuff like that. And a lot of them nowadays are actually white because they've sun faded pretty badly. But another difference between the '06 and '07 is the '06 is much beefier and bigger. He has a lot more foam padding in him. Whereas this one,
This guy's like skinny.
yeah, he's a
similar
lot.
to the 2011 prototype.
Yeah, he's very skinny. But I prefer this one a lot, both looks wise, because I think that the less detail on the head makes him creepier. The no eyebrows looks better, in my opinion, and the less blood on him looks better too on the apron, because the blood on the '06 doesn't match the printed blood that's on the bottom, because it's very pixelated. But then the blood splatter on the '06 on the top looks like a deep dark red, so it didn't match up. So I think that they did a much better job with this one. So without further ado, I'll get into the demo. So yeah, that was the demo on him. I activated him a few times. As you can see, the chain was trying to move but couldn't because of how stretched out it is. His body turn was moving. Like I said, it's just getting caught on the frame there. If I do hand position it over all the way, it works perfectly fine. But sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. So, but you get the idea. He does fully work. I have two fully functioning Leatherfaces. Both of them have the box. The 06s is pretty bad shape. The 07s is in great shape. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to add?
Don't think so. I mean, how many of these have surfaced? Not like 3?
4. This one,
Wow.
the one that you used to have that I got that now Brandon has. Bailey had one,
That's right, yeah.
and
Bailey got his from a guy locally, right?
yeah, no, some thrift store. He paid $100. I think it was $75 or $100 for his, and then I think Donovan has one, but I think the one he has is a sample, but it's as close to the produced one as possible because
It's not the 2011 one, right?
no, he has that one too, but he also has, because he got from Drew, or stole from Drew, I should say, his 2007. Because what he did was he was like, "Oh, I'll restore it for you," and then he just never sent it back. But yeah, so he's got that one, and that one was used at the expos and stuff right before final production marketing. So it's pretty much a produced model. So yeah, there's 4. I might be missing one, but those are the only ones that I know of. Because I think that the one that you had that I got that then went to Brandon is now in possession of.
It went through a few people
Yeah,
since then. Yeah.
now to my knowledge, it's with Shane Kenyon, but it might have went into different hands after. I'm not sure.
There was another prototype that surfaced in, I think, like North Carolina somewhere that came from what was that website? Something not buy costumes. I don't know. It surfaced like a year or 2 ago in
Morris Costumes.
Morris Costumes. That's right. And I don't know if it was Shane Kenyon or someone else owns it, but it had a latex mask.
Oh, that's
That one.
Oh, what's his
That
name?
was pretty cool.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know what became of it, but it was a latex mask, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was a vinyl mask. The older Gemmy stuff is all vinyl. But yeah, so there's very few of these that exist, and the fact that mine is the original one that everybody knows about is really cool. So yeah, it's pretty much it for this guy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything, if you guys have one of these,
if it has no eyebrows, you got a rare one.
Yeah, if it's got no eyebrows, it's worth a lot
Unless
of money.
someone ripped them off, but
Yeah, unless
look
somebody
for
ripped
blood
them
on the
off.
base as well. And
Yeah.
a different arm mech.
It has I'll actually go in there really quick and show you. It has a little bit of blood splatter on the side here, and this is actually factory because you try to peel it off or like pick at it, it doesn't come off. It's like printed onto the base. It's all around the back. And the other one I used to have actually had some on the cowboy boots, so it seems like it's a little bit random, but it's definitely factory. And yeah, his face, no eyebrows, and a lot less detail, a lot less. Not as many washes in the paint, and the chainsaw is also a brighter yellow. It sits way higher up than the 06 model, way higher up. It actually looks.
I didn't notice that, but that's true.
Yeah, it looks better because the 06 ones, the chainsaw is kind of down to his waist, and it just doesn't make sense. This one, it's sitting up higher, and it's just overall a better design. But it does put a lot of stress on the arms, and the other one that I used to have, the arm was snapped, and this one is not yet, but I'm sure it will snap eventually. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.